Hi, I had recently got the Moonchild Tarot last week and thought I would do a little comparison with the Shadow Edition and the regular edition, along with the Ethereal Alchemist and the Starchild. So I thought we'd look at all four of them and see how different they are and how similar they are in other ways. And I've had a lot of people ask about the Ethereal Alchemist, so I thought, oh, I'm going to throw this in the mix, even though everything else is Daniel Noel. And it's not. It is by who is it by? Here's the guidebook. Valentina Maldus. Valentina Maldus. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Okay, so let's start with the Fool. And this is the regular edition of the Moonchild. And this is the Shadow edition. So those are pretty similar cards. And then this is the Ethereal Alchemist. And this is the Starchild. So they're really different than the Moonchild. And then we have the Magician in the regular edition and the Magician in the Shadow edition, which is very different. And then in the Ethereal Alchemist, we have the Alchemist. And then we have the Magician in the Starchild. So really different there. They're all really different. And then the High Priestess in the regular edition. High Priestess in the Shadow edition. High Priestess in the Ethereal Alchemist. And High Priestess in the Starchild. And then the Empress in the regular Moonchild. Empress in the Shadow edition. And then Empress in the Ethereal Alchemist. And Empress in the Starchild. And Emperor in the regular Moonchild. Shadow Moonchild. Ethereal Alchemist. I think that card's beautiful. And I think this one's beautiful too. And this is the Starchild. And then the Hierophant in the regular Moonchild, Shadow edition. Very similar. Hierophant in the Ethereal Alchemist. And Hierophant in the Starchild. And then we have the Lovers in the regular Moonchild, Shadow edition. Ethereal Alchemist. And the Starchild. And then the Chariot, regular and Shadow. Very similar. And then Ethereal Alchemist and Starchild. It's more similar between the two of them. And then Strength, regular and Shadow. Ethereal Alchemist and Starchild. And then the Hermit in the regular Moonchild and the Shadow, and it's a really light version in the Shadow edition. And then the Hermit in the Ethereal Alchemist and Serenity in the Starchild. And then the Wheel of Fortune in the regular and shadow, similar. Ethereal Alchemist and Starchild. And then Justice in the regular and shadows, very similar. And then Justice in the Ethereal Alchemist and the Starchild. Hanged Man, regular and shadow. Ethereal Alchemist and its perspective in the Starchild. And then we have Death in the regular edition, Death in the Shadow edition, Death in the Ethereal Alchemist, and Transformation in the Starchild. And then Temperance in the regular edition and the Shadow edition. And Temperance in the Ethereal Alchemist and the Starchild. And then we have the Devil in the Moonchild regular edition, the Dark Veil in the Shadow edition, the Ego in the Ethereal Alchemist, and Oppression in the Starchild. So those are all really different. Tower in the regular and the Shadow, Ethereal Alchemist, and Starchild. The Star in the regular, Shadow, Ethereal Alchemist, and Starchild. The Moon in the regular and the Shadow, pretty similar. The Moon in the Ethereal Alchemist, and the Moon in the Starchild. Here's the Sun in the regular Moonchild, the Shadow Moonchild, the Ethereal Alchemist, and the Starchild. Judgment in the regular, the Shadow, the Ethereal Alchemist, and the Starchild. And the Universe in the regular, the Universe in the Shadow. I love this Shadow Universe. The Universe in the Ethereal, and the Universe in the Starchild. Okay. Next, we're going to go to Wands. And we have the regular and the shadow, which are very similar, slightly different color. Ethereal Alchemist and the Starchild. And then Two of Wands in the regular, Two of Wands in the shadow, Two of Wands in the Ethereal Alchemist, and Two of Wands in the Starchild. Three of Wands in the regular Moonchild, Shadow Moonchild, Ethereal Alchemist, and Starchild. Four of Wands in the regular, Four of Wands in the shadow, Four of Wands in the Ethereal Alchemist, and Four of Wands in the Starchild. And then Five of Wands in the regular, Five of Wands in the shadow, Five of Wands in the Ethereal Alchemist, and Five of Wands in the Starchild. Six of Wands in the regular Moonchild, Six of Wands in the shadow, Six of Wands in the Ethereal Alchemist, Six of Wands in the Starchild. The Seven of Wands in the regular, the shadow, the Ethereal Alchemist, and the Starchild. The Eight of Wands in the regular Moonchild, Eight of Wands in the shadow Moonchild. Eight of Wands in the Ethereal Alchemist, and Eight of Wands in the Starchild. Nine of Wands in the regular, Nine of Wands in the shadow. I love this card. Nine of Wands in the Ethereal Alchemist, and Nine of Wands in the Starchild. And we have the Heavy Burden, Ten of Wands in the regular Moonchild, the Shadow Moonchild, the Ethereal Alchemist, and the Starchild. And then we have the Page of Wands and the regular Moonchild, Page of Wands and the Shadow Moonchild, Page of Wands and the Ethereal Alchemist, Page of Wands and the Starchild, Knight of Wands in the regular Moonchild, Knight of Wands and the Shadow Moonchild, Knight of Wands in the Ethereal Alchemist, Knight of Wands and the Starchild. Hang on, there's a train. All right, Queen of Wands for the regular, Queen of Wands for the shadow, Queen of Wands for the Ethereal Alchemist. This almost reminds me of another deck. Queen of Wands for the Starchild. And the King of Wands for the regular and the shadow are very similar. And along with being pretty similar to the Ethereal Alchemist. And then the Starchild looks a little different. And Ace of Cups in the regular, shadow, Ethereal Alchemist, and Starchild. Two of Cups in the regular, shadow, Ethereal Alchemist, and the Starchild. And then the Three of Cups in the regular Moonchild, Three of Cups in the shadow Moonchild. I love this. Three of Cups in the Ethereal Alchemist, and Three of Cups in the Starchild. And then Four of Cups in the regular and shadow, which are very similar. Four of Cups in the Ethereal Alchemist, and Four of Cups in the Moon or the Starchild. Five of Cups in the regular, Five of Cups in the shadow, Five of Cups in the Ethereal Alchemist, Five of Cups in the Starchild. Six of Cups in the regular, Six of Cups in the shadow, Six of Cups in the Ethereal Alchemist, and in the Starchild. Seven of Cups in the regular and shadow, very, very similar. Ethereal Alchemist, very similar. And the Starchild. Eight of Cups in the regular, the shadow, the Ethereal Alchemist, and the Starchild. Nine of Cups in the regular, the shadow, the Ethereal Alchemist, and the Starchild. And then Ten of Cups in the regular, the shadow, Ethereal Alchemist, and the Starchild. Page of Cups, regular, Page of Cups, shadow, Page of Cups, ethereal, Page of Cups, Starchild. Knight of Cups, regular, Knight of Cups, shadow, Knight of Cups, Ethereal Alchemist, Knight of Cups, Starchild. And then the Queen in the regular and the shadow, very similar. the Queen in the Ethereal Alchemist, very similar, and the Queen in the Starchild. I think the Starchild is the most different of the three, which is interesting because you'd think the three by the same artist would be the same. So the King, for the regular, the Shadow, very similar. Ethereal Alchemist, very similar. And Starchild, different. And the Ace of Swords in the regular Moonchild and the Shadow. Ace of Swords in the Ethereal Alchemist. And the Starchild. So the aces are fairly similar. And the Two of Swords in the regular Moonchild and the Shadow. And the Ethereal Alchemist. And the Starchild. And the Three of Swords, regular Moonchild, Shadow Moonchild, Ethereal Alchemist, and Starchild. Four of Swords in the regular, Four of Swords in the Shadow, Ethereal Alchemist, and Starchild. Five of Swords in the regular, the Shadow, the Ethereal Alchemist, and the Starchild. Six of Swords in the regular, and the Shadow, the Ethereal Alchemist, and the Starchild. Seven of Swords in the regular, Shadow, Ethereal Alchemist, and Starchild. Eight of Swords in regular, Shadow, Ethereal Alchemist, and Starchild. Nine of Swords in the regular, Shadow, Ethereal Alchemist, and the Starchild. Ten of Swords in the regular, the Shadow, the Ethereal Alchemist, and the Starchild. And then the Page of Swords in the regular and Shadow, Ethereal Alchemist, and the Starchild. The Knight of Wands, or Knight of Swords, in the regular and the Shadow, the Ethereal Alchemist, and the Starchild. And the Queen of Swords in the regular and Shadow, Queen of Swords in the Ethereal Alchemist, and the Queen of Swords in the Starchild. King of Swords in the regular and shadow. Ethereal Alchemist. And the Starchild. And the Ace of Pentacles in the regular shadow. Ethereal Alchemist. And Starchild. Two of Pentacles in the regular shadow. Ethereal Alchemist. And Starchild, which has a really different feel. And the Three of Pentacles in the regular and shadow, really similar. Ethereal Alchemist, totally different. And Starchild, totally different. And the Four of Pentacles in the regular and shadow. Four of Pentacles in the Ethereal Alchemist. And Four of Pentacles in the Starchild. Five of Pentacles in the regular moon shadow and the shadow moon child. And the Ethereal Alchemist. And the Starchild. Six of Pentacles in the regular moon child on the shadow moon child. The Ethereal Alchemist and the Starchild. Seven of Pentacles in the regular and shadow. Seven of Pentacles has totally different feel in the Ethereal Alchemist. And then really different in the Starchild. And I love all these decks. I'm super happy with them all. I use them for different things. Eight of Pentacles in the regular. Eight of Pentacles in the shadow. Eight of Pentacles in the Ethereal Alchemist. And Eight of Pentacles in the Starchild. And the Moonchild, regular and shadow, I started with full moon using the regular. Then on the new moon, I'm going to use the shadow. And then at the end of the month, I might use the Ethereal Alchemist. So this is the Nine of Pentacles in the regular, Nine of Pentacles in the shadow. Nine of Pentacles in the Ethereal Alchemist. And Nine of Pentacles in the Starchild. Ten of Pentacles in the regular and the shadow. Ethereal Alchemist. And Starchild. Geometric fill there. Page of Pentacles in the regular and the shadow. Ethereal Alchemist. And the Starchild. Knight of Pentacles in the regular and shadow. Knight of Pentacles in the Ethereal Alchemist. Oh no, that's the Starchild, sorry. Knight of Pentacles in the Ethereal Alchemist and the Starchild. And then Queen of Pentacles in the regular and shadow. and Queen of Pentacles in the Ethereal Alchemist, and Queen of Pentacles in the Starchild. King of Pentacles in the regular Moonchild, Shadow Moonchild, King of Pentacles in the Ethereal Alchemist, King of Pentacles in the Starchild. And then the regular and Shadow have quite a few extra cards. So this is Divine Wisdom, regular, Shadow. Moonchild, regular, Shadow. Shadow Work, regular, Shadow. And then the Starchild has Akashic Records. Hi, it got a little bright, so I moved to the back, but I thought I'd show you some of my favorite cards from the Shadow deck. So this is the Nine of Wands, and I love that depiction. The Eight of Cups. The Five of Wands, and I like that it shows that there's conflict inside, but it doesn't have to be conflict with another person. Knight of Cups. I think that was beautiful. And one of my very favorites, the Five of Pentacles. Such a gorgeous card. Oh, and I loved this Magician. It was incredible. And the coloring on the moon is just beautiful. I just really liked this moon. I love this Five of Cups. The Universe, I thought was gorgeous. I loved this version of the Shadow Work because you're floating, searching. I just thought it was really nice. I love this Two of Swords. It reminds me of a vulva, and we're doing a Norwegian week in Don Michelle's boho group, monthly medicine group. It's called The Weavers, and so I really enjoy this, and I love it all the time, but it was really cool to have that show up right now. Five of Swords. Thought this was really a cool version of the Five of Swords. Love this Judgment, coloring and everything about it. I thought this Emperor was gorgeous, just beautiful. And I really like the coloring on the Tower card. That was really pretty. And this version of the Empress is beautiful. I really like it. I like this Ace of Pentacles. I don't like them all, but these are my favorites. The Dark Veil. Oh, just totally love this card. Three of Wands. The Three of Wands was really beautiful. Wheel of Fortune. Four of Wands. The soft coloring in this and just the feel of it is amazing. Really like this Four of Swords. Seven of Pentacles. It's beautiful. And one of my favorites, the Three of Cups. I love this Three of Cups, and I thought, oh, so cool, so nice. And the High Priestess. Really like this one. And hi, different day, but I did want to get a chance to show you the packaging on all the decks. So this is the Shadow Moonchild. These are the backs. One of my favorite gildings ever. It's matte purple. Gorgeous backs. And I love the backs on the regular Moonchild too. They're just all beautiful. And then inside the box. And then I want to show you inside. It's sparkly. It's just absolutely stunningly beautiful. Wow. High quality, really knocked it out of the park on this one, in my opinion. And then here's the regular Moonchild, which I'm sure most people have seen by now. Inside of the box, also just gorgeous. Guidebook. Beautiful gilding. It's kind of a matte gold, but it's a kind of soft gold. And then the gorgeous backs there. Inside of the box. And then this is the regular Starchild, which is the same size as the Ethereal Alchemist, but really close to the same size as the Moonchild decks. And then that's what that looks like. It has the borders. And here's the backs inside of the box. And then I think this is still available too. This one came out, or at least I got it long before the borderless edition came out. And then that's the inside of the box on the borderless Starchild. And that's the inside of the box in the back. And then gorgeous matte gilding, beautiful backs. So all these decks are just beautiful, stunning. I love using them all. Ethereal Alchemist, inside of the box, just has the 4 symbols there. And then that's the inside of the box there. And then also really lovely gold gilding with these backs. So whichever one you liked, you could get. They're all incredible. I love having them all and being able to rotate them and use them for different things. But I just wanted to show you the packaging. So thanks a lot for watching. See ya.